But don't confuse interesting with great. Remember the movie Expendables? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, all past their prime. Boy, the trailer was great for that thing. Movie, not so much. The Knicks are made for highlights and a movie trailer. Derrick Rose exploding down the lane. Joakim Noah a block. Carmelo a jumper. 48 minutes, not a lot of defense. Guys get hurt past their prime. They're fun. I said this yesterday.
Interesting.
I think they're incredibly interesting in a bottom-tier Eastern
Conference. Gonna sell tickets.
Absolutely. So did Expendables. But it's not going to win an Oscar. This is not going to beat. This team's not beating the Pacers, and they're not beating LeBron and the Cavs. Forget about the Western Conference.
Yeah, nigga. Maybe they're not going to beat the Cavs. We don't know yet. The season hasn't started yet, Colin Cowherd. But the Knicks have made significant improvements in the offseason. By the way, welcome to another episode of Over and Under. Today we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks and whether they can go above 50 wins or below 50 wins. Now, a couple teams in the East took a step back, while a lot of teams did improve, including the Pacers. But like I keep saying, man, you got to see these teams to say if they got better, stayed the same, or got worse. Raptors pretty much stayed the same. Excuse me right there. The Hornets lost Courtney Lee, Jeremy Lin, Al Jefferson, so they got worse. The Hawks lost Al Horford and Jeff Teague. They did resign Kent Bazemore, but again, they lost Jeff Teague, man. So Dennis Schroeder is going to be starting, and I don't know about Hawk fans, but every time I try to talk to a Hawk fan, it's such indecisiveness between Schroeder and Teague. Some of them like Schroeder. Some of them say that Jeff Teague is clearly better than Schroeder, and Schroeder is out of control. Schroeder's your point guard now. But anyways, Knicks, man, 50 wins below or over. I'm gonna say the Knicks get less than 50 wins. Now, I'm a Knicks fan, of course. You guys already know this, man. I mean, come on, I got the hat on, I got the fucking hoodie on, but I'm trying to be realistic as possible. The Knicks could get to 50 wins. I'm just making a prediction on why they're gonna get less than 50 wins. But first of all, I'd like to bring up a few points real quick. There were 4 teams last season that had 48 wins in the Eastern Conference. I think the Knicks are going to get 48 wins this season, man. It's pretty predictable. I mean, first of all, the East is a lot more competitive now. Jesus Christ. Excuse me for a second. But the Heat, Celtics, Hornets, and the Hawks had 48 wins. And like I just said, 3 of those 4 teams that had 48 wins didn't really get better. I mean, the Heat are basically out the playoffs now. You got to think about that. No Wade. Chris Bosh might not be coming back. Lost Luol Deng. They did get Hassan Whiteside back, but it's not really a great team. They lost Joe Johnson as well. Hawks, I already said what they lost. And the Hornets, I already said what they lost. So I don't think those teams are going to get 48 wins again. So those wins are going to move to some other teams. Also, Celtics had 48 wins, but the Celtics, I think, got better. But I don't know if they got really better to where they're going to get a significant amount of wins increase from last season. Like I said, the Raptors didn't really get that much better to me. They didn't resign DeMar DeRozan. Knicks, though, got better. And you think about the Knicks season last season, it really was lost in the second half of the season. I don't know what happened with Derek Fisher and the Knicks. But if you think about where the Knicks were at in the middle of the season, the Knicks at one point were 22-22. Through 44 games, the Knicks were 22-22. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that the Knicks only won 32 games last season. 32. So if they won about 32 games last season, or 33 games last season, that means in the second half of the season, they only won about 9 to 10 games. Like, really? 9 to 10 games after starting 22-22, you're gonna win 9 to 10 games after that? How does that even happen? And here's another interesting thing. The Knicks without Carmelo Anthony last season, at one point, I'm not sure if they actually won a game without Carmelo Anthony, but at one point in the season without Carmelo Anthony, the Knicks were 0-8. 0-8, man. Not a single game won. The Knicks lost twice to the Nets. Really? Really? I don't think none of that's going to happen this season. When Carmelo Anthony's not playing, we're still going to have Derrick Rose, Joakim, Courtney, Porzingis. So we should be able to beat a good amount of teams with those players still on the team. Brandon Jennings, Lance Thomas, Kuzminkas off the bench, Marshall Plumlee off the bench. I know they signed Chasson Randall to deal for training camp. So the Knicks should still have some pieces to win a game without Carmelo Anthony. So I don't think that, I mean, I hope the Knicks get over 50 wins or about 50 wins. But you know, 48 wins sounds like a pretty good mark, man. I mean, looking at how much better the Knicks got and how many teams in the East got a lot inferior due to the changes in the switching of teams and stuff like that. Knicks have a good chance at 48 wins, and 48 wins is good, man. Be happy with 48 wins. That's going to get you in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. And once you get to the playoffs, man, that's all we need to worry about. And last but not least, man, Carmelo Anthony. When Carmelo Anthony plays in the Olympics, 2008 he played in the Olympics, 2012 he played in the Olympics. The 2008 season, the Nuggets had a 54 record, 54 wins, 28 losses. 2012, the Knicks had a they went 54 and 28 as well. So it's very, very interesting, man. So both the seasons Carmelo Anthony's played in the Olympics, back the last 2 times, the teams had over 50 wins. So maybe I'm making the wrong prediction. Maybe the Knicks will really get 50 wins. I don't know, man, but it's lining up, man. It's not just a coincidence that after Carmelo plays in the Olympics, the Knicks or the team, the Nuggets, they get 50 wins right after, man. This team is better than that Knicks team. So we're gonna see, man. Can't wait for more. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Knicks, I predicted we'll get less than 50 wins, but I'm hoping that they can reach 50 wins. Anyways, I'm out for now. Leave a like for more. Peace.